I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. The White House is considering taking executive action on police reform and student loans. Some Democratic members of Congress have reportedly asked President Biden for specific executive actions. This comes as much of the president's agenda has been tied up in Congress. Take a listen as Psaki discusses whether this marks a change in legislative strategy for the administration.
A question on executive actions. The president, as we've talked about, is mulling taking executive action on several high-profile issues like police reform, student loans, and several groups of lawmakers have said that they want their own. They've made their own executive action request. So, is it a conscious strategy of the Biden White House to rely more on executive action authority going forward in the coming months?
I wouldn't say that. I would say we're going to do both. Look, there are steps that we certainly would like to see Congress move forward on, or we would have liked to have seen them move forward on in some cases, police reform as an example. And when the bipartisan process paused, we stepped up the process of considering and reviewing executive action on that front. And that is true in a range of areas. But the preference is, of course, legislative action because it's more permanent, it's more lasting. But we will continue, and the president will consider using his executive authority, capacity and capabilities throughout his presidency. But I wouldn't say it's choosing between. We are still continuing to press for the passage of the Bipartisan Innovation Act, for work that we feel could be done on a bipartisan basis, whether that it is on helping veterans or on mental health issues or opioids. But he will also, of course, continue to consider his options he can take with his own authorities.
Can you talk more about the temper of the conversations with lawmakers? Is there pushback saying, you should do, your job and pass laws, or how do those conversations go?
I just don't have more to read out for you. I'm sure the lawmakers can speak to you about it themselves.